Today, right now, all you got is this, and this is Blenderstyle, the show where we discuss an extreme blend of music. On this episode, Infected Rain, Ecdysis, released 2022. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
I've been a fan of Infected Rain for a few years now, but like semi-fan. Like I'm not way into them, but I've always kind of checked out their latest stuff.
Okay.
I like the singles. I feel like there's been a good progression in their sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious of, this is their latest album, and I definitely wanted to give it a spin. You know, I'm always going to check out their new stuff and see how it progressed. And I wanted to share it with my Blenderstyle boys. So,
What?
Right.
Are you guys familiar with Infected Rain?
No, this is the first time I ever heard of it.
Okay. Casey is for
Yeah,
sure.
I heard a couple of years ago. I don't know if you sent me a link to a video or if I found a video and I sent you guys a link or something. Haven't really followed them. I think I listened to the song. I kind of did some research and listened to a couple other songs. And I was like, nope. And just never listened to it again. Yeah. Well, because I think a lot of the videos that I looked at, were mostly, they were kind of too poppy for me.
Oof.
Really?
I'm so glad you're saying this like right out of the gate.
Yeah. Well,
But it's like kind of new metal, though.
it's a weird mix of like new metal and Evanescence.
Oh, that's good. That's kind of accurate.
But I think this album's a little bit different than what I saw a couple years ago.
So I got to ask, though, what's new metal about this, Matt?
Is it not? There's like kind of like turntable vibes and
there's some kind of breakdowns with just like
breakdowns,
chuggy guitar.
I'll say
lead.
this in I don't want to say this, but simple riffage.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of new metal.
Exactly.
So what genre? Okay, so what genre is this? How would you
I
describe?
don't know. It actually has like metal, like
kind of metalcore.
metalcore. This is like throwback stuff for me. It sounds like stuff that happened already.
It is kind of new. Yeah, it is hard to describe.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
I wrote new metal, but I know that's not. It doesn't sound like Korn or Cold Chamber.
No, and that's what I'm saying. So this is like that weird mix between. It's got a new metal vibe with kind of an Evanescence like post rock, radio rock, I guess.
So she's doing like growly vocals most of the time.
I wouldn't even say this is growly. This is
Luna Vachon.
Like screechy.
Yeah, they're more screechy. Like honestly, I don't want to say this, but it also a Cradle of Filth vibe, like with the dynamics of the vocals and stuff like that. But
what?
Not. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm on this journey.
But not in a good way.
Okay.
What
do you mean?
I knew when she was gonna scream. I knew when she was gonna do, just because of the vocal range and stuff.
Okay.
And like even like the music parts going into choruses, like
Cradle
of Filth has like, dude, Cradle of Filth has some epic choruses and like.
But it's way more complex than this.
Oh, for sure. I can't remember one riff off this. I cannot remember one riff. I can remember keyboard parts, which are very rare, and her.
I can remember a couple.
And her screaming, her
riffs,
going from screaming to doing clean vocals.
Right, but you think the song arrangements are like predictable, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna go clean now.
I just knew it sound. Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Well, no, I get what you're saying because there's a lot of foreshadowing. I don't agree with you about the guitar. I think there's some really good guitar work in this, and some really good drums and stuff.
Did you hear a solo in this?
I did. There's a couple solos.
I mean, okay,
but it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing amazing. This isn't going to win any
the solos. I got it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This isn't going to win any technical
guitar. At one point,
guitar
I was
prowess.
like, I'm going to make a point when I hear a solo, and then I forgot that I was listening. To the fucking. This is all vocal, is it not? I mean, yes, this has got some metalcore.
It is heavy vocal.
It's, and I agree with you.
There's some electronics in it.
There's some good synth.
Like quite a bit, actually.
There's quite a bit of synth. But that's what I think where you're going. So this kind of foreshadows itself where you could always tell when it's going to go soft because it almost downshifts almost instantaneously. And you know exactly where it's. There's never a slow part that isn't followed by the cleaner vocals. It's always heavier stuff gets the growls, the Luna Vachon wrestler vocals, and the rest of it gets the clean over sample or over.
There's
overdubbed.
clearly, I'm not trying to diss her as a vocalist, but recording wise, and you guys know me, this is maybe why I'm saying this, but it's a little overly done recording.
Do you think this is extreme
think
pop?
This is like
Is that a
metal.
genre, extreme
It is
pop?
now.
Yeah, I mean, because it is. Now that you guys are talking about it,
Yeah.
I'm like, it does have that pop
You and your
sensibility.
action music, dude.
Yeah, is it action?
No, it's not action.
Power Man 5000's made
This
up.
is not
stupid
filed under
fucking-
action.
No, I'm just
Check out our review of Power Man 5000 Mega Kung Fu Radio.
And leave a comment. So I put on my notes, the clean vocals are pretty.
They are. I like them.
I like them, but I think they're overdubbed a little too much. I think there's too many layering going on.
Do you think there's too much studio? It's pop music, kind of.
Well, and that's the thing. So
But that's kind of a diss, dude. I'm like,
it
I'm
is,
hesitant
and
to
I
say
don't
it.
mean it to be a diss because it's clean.
It's pop music sucks most of the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. And so the heavier parts on this are very new metal feeling, like with the simple guitar stuff, the bass driven,
Yeah, the chunky breakdown.
Things. And then it goes to the cleaner
Like
stuff.
it does the new metal thing where it's like heavy and then it's light. And it's
And then it goes to the cleaner stuff, and it's very poppy.
New metal has groove. This
It
has
does.
no groove.
There's
there's
some
some groove in this.
There's some really good bass lines in here where the bass drives the thing and everything kind of steps back, and there's some decent beats, but it's very few.
Yeah, like you had to dig for them.
Oh, you have to dig for a lot of stuff on this.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I didn't not like it. I think this is something that if I was gonna continue listening to it, it would grow on me. Because there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Do you have like songs on this you like?
I like the intro track, the cool intro that brings it in. Like the build up for that is really cool.
I agree. And I think Fighter's a banger, dude.
See, I didn't like Fighter.
Dude, have you seen the video for Fighter?
I did.
Yeah, I hate Fighter. That sucks. That video's so dumb.
It's all right.
I hated the fact that they put an intro on every single song on this album except for Everlasting, whatever the fuck that word is.
Gobstopper. It's Everlasting
Like
Gobstopper.
I think bands like this are also live bands. I think they're getting their cuts out there opening for other bands and stuff. And no diss to this band. Okay, so this is my beef with this band. I don't really have an opinion, even though it sounds like I have an opinion, but I'm infuriated that I don't have an opinion about this.
Yeah, there's nothing
had to
on this that's
listen to
offensive or anything to make you form
it's a generic
relationship with it.
Yeah, for sure, pretty generic. And also, like, sometimes the vocals can just be, there's too many vocals. There's too many like
no guitar riffs, no solos.
It's like all vocal. And I get it, but bring something else, man. Like honestly, I feel like this band isn't totally bringing it.
So that's one of my notes on here. I put that the heavy vocals get irritating and almost fatiguing at times because they're just so there. And it's not that they're out front in front of everything, because I think the mix on this album is really good, but I think they're just so monotone with the way she does the heavy vocals. There's no variation. There's no deep growls. There's no higher screams. It's all just that same.
There's like two modes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like same. And then the clean vocals, there's some range. There's not very much, but there's some range.
But it's overdubbed or even
overdubbed.
auto-tuned.
Yeah. And it's
if you really listen to it, I'm not
maybe
saying
that's it.
she's probably, this could just be the recording. And
Yeah.
bands like this,
It's probably
sometimes, like,
auto-tune. Most
you know-
bands auto-tune. But it's not like typical auto-tune like you hear in rap music.
Yeah,
it's, like,
it's not.
auto-tune's not supposed. Yeah, that's like a mistake, right? That Cher
I mean, it
discovered,
sounds. I mean,
and
it
sound
sounds
badass.
good in some things, but it wouldn't sound good in this.
Yeah, like in hip hop music, it sounds cool.
Yeah,
Not in metal. Rammstein has a song that does auto-tune. I was like, what? But I think it's
that's probably tight though.
Do you think this would be a good gateway for like non-metal heads to get into metal?
No, I think there's other things that I would recommend somebody that's never listened to metal that before this. I think this
what
week
I mean
could
is-
over like literally those like Casey said, those harsher vocals are the same the whole time, and they are literally the whole time. And it's like, like it just doesn't.
Yeah, it
This
sounds like a
is-
wrestler cutting a promo.
It
It really does.
they are wrestlers.
No, so check.
Dude, they have a dude with dreads, and no, nothing against it, but I think they were like, dude, we need somebody in this band with dreads.
So when I first heard,
Like, we need the full package.
when
And then, like, I saw the bus invaders, they're like drinking teas and like, no, nothing bad. It's just not my thing.
yeah,
So I don't hate it and I don't love it. And that's
Do you
why
think it's like gimmicky then?
I don't think there's a gimmick on this though.
it's not a gimmick in the sense like,
Yeah,
hey,
They're
we
all
talk
colorful.
about
I think-
vampires,
I think
or
if
we talk
anything,
about
this
this,
is-
or we talk about that.
this is trying
But
to
it's-
get played on the radio. Is
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
I feel. This is something that this band might not necessarily be into the style of music they're playing, but they're doing it to get on the radio.
Yeah, I don't think you'll hear this band in 5 years. I think these
Oh,
people
no
will.
way.
They've been
No,
around
I
for
think-
a
They
while.
have a work ethic and come
Yeah.
on.
They'll be at the
They're
same.
getting it done right
they'll
now.
be at the same level, I think. And if not, they're
I-
duping people. They're duping people. And
All
I'm
right,
sorry, man. This
I-
shit is
I-
not
I-
my.
I understand what you're saying, but I have to disagree. I have been following their career for a while, and there's been some growth. This is growth to me.
Yeah.
If you're an Infected Rain fan checking this out,
Well, and
this
that's
is
what I'm saying.
good.
So from the first song that I saw and went back, it was before this came out. What 2022? So it came out this year.
Yeah.
I want to say it was
January.
like 2 years ago when I found the video and listened to some of their older stuff. And this is better than the older stuff, I think.
I like their older stuff. So there is a progression. I'm curious of where they keep going. I'll check out their next stuff.
I haven't heard anything before this. What's it? What's the stuff before this like?
I'd say it's more raw, actually. You might like it better now that we're talking
Is
about
she
it.
doing the same vocal like style as she does now, or
I don't know. I think her vocals might have been better before.
Like
But
she
maybe-
might be doing this to like conserve, some vocals switch when they realize they're gonna blow their shit out.
there's
maybe.
no umph in this. Like I said, there's nothing that really like.
This is something that's
Really
really
gets
hard to
me
form
pumped.
opinion about.
There's nothing in this that gets my blood just.
Yeah, I think it's like bombastic and heavy sometimes. Like like you talked about it being good live. This would probably bang hardcore live.
Oh yeah, this would probably be a fun live
And
show.
this is like I said before, like with bands like Arch Enemy. I love it, but sometimes it's almost written like it's for live music, and it's not for the listener. It's more entertainment than it is music.
Oh,
That's why I know when she's going to clean. I know when
about
she's
Arch
going to
Enemy, I
scream.
think you're kind of right.
Yeah,
I don't like Arch Enemy, new Arch Enemy that much.
yeah.
dude. Wages of War.
That's great. We reviewed that one. Check
yeah,
it out.
great. Carcass sounding riffs and this and that.
Yeah.
There's not one riff. This is not metal to me. This
It's
doesn't
not
feel
riffy.
metal. No.
There is some like that's why I guess that's why I kind of want to call it new metal because it's so
It's more chuggy than riffy.
yeah.
Yeah, you get those chuggy guitar parts where it's like the same open chord, dun, 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 that kind of thing. But there's nothing really crazy. There's a couple solos, but they're really short and kind of
They're just
kind
like
of
lead
basic.
parts.
Yeah, they're more lead parts that you would
So
hear. that they're
Heidi
using as a-
Shepard does guest vocals on The Realm of Chaos.
I don't even know who that is.
She's from Butcher Babies.
Okay,
You've seen them
I've
live.
seen them live.
I
Funny.
like Butcher Babies, but they have more guitar, I think.
Oh yeah,
But it's a similar vibe, kind of.
it is. It is.
This is definitely why I don't like this.
You don't like Butcher Babies?
No, we saw them live, and
Yeah.
it was like a live. It was a live experience, but I've seen Guar,
hmm
and that's a live experience, and that's also some heavy ass riffage.
Guar is
It has
a great band.
it makes you want to circle pit. This doesn't
Well,
make me
I
want
have
to circle
Guar on my
pit.
list.
This
Well,
makes me want
so
to.
when we watched Butcher Babies live, it was good. It was a great show. We all sat there and
They
watched.
also have two vocalists
They do,
the whole time,
and they trade off, and they're both different styles, which is cool.
and they're badass.
And
yeah.
they are. But when we got done, because I had heard Butcher Babies before we saw that show, but never really got into them. And when we got back, I tried listening to them. They don't translate on album. Like they're way better live.
I like the latest
feel
Butcher
like-
Babies album.
well, but that's what I'm saying. But I feel at the time when we listened to them, which was what, like 6 years ago, 5
Yeah,
years
it's
ago,
been
it was a
a minute.
while ago. they didn't translate to album. I feel like this would be the kind of a similar thing. I think this would be really cool live, and the show would be good, because I think it would work better without all that layering and being more raw. But I don't think it translates well.
like
to
you
album.
saw
live.
this live, they got layering on it.
Like
This-
backtracks.
Come on. Yeah.
You're probably. I don't know.
They might
But
not.
you're probably right.
I've never seen them live. I would check them out.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan.
I give it a 2.5. It gives a good effort. But I probably wouldn't listen to this ever again. There's nothing that's really memorable, but I give them, they're good. They're a touring band. They're working hard. You can tell they're trying to hone their craft, but it's just not for me. So a 2.5.
I think that's fair. Yeah. That's respectable, I guess. Casey, what do you give this?
So being a fan of new metal, I gave this a 3.8 out of 5. I thought it was a good album.
Wow.
I think the biggest complaint for me is the vocals. The music's decent. It's pretty good at parts, but I feel like the heavy vocals are just too monotone. The cool throwing in of the clean stuff in there, breaking it up, does really well. My biggest complaint is that this thing goes too poppy towards the end.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
the
like,
This
end of
is
this
also
album
54 minutes.
I don't mind a good album if it's long. I honestly,
I don't like the way you're talking about the poppy shit at the end.
Yeah,
There's like drum loops.
there's
Oh,
like towards the end, like I want to
I
say
hate
like the
drum
last
loops.
like 4 songs on this get really more into the pop side of it, and it kind
And
of,
that's what they're going to do on the next record.
and they probably will.
I wonder at what point they're just gonna like take her and then replace the whole band. That shit
Yeah,
happens.
it does.
You know what I mean? With like
And this is
Paramore.
my point, though. The musicians are they're replaceable.
Right. That's not like dime bags.
There's
in this
nothing,
band.
you guys are saying new metal. I'm sorry.
You're like, you made it clear it's not metal, right? To you.
Well, no, I mean, new metal.
Right.
Like, I don't really hear new metal in this. I really don't. I mean, just because there's some chugs and it slows it down.
Yeah,
so
I
she
guess
can do
it's-
some
I guess we
screaming
shouldn't
or
call
some
it new
clean
metal.
vocals. New
Metalcore?
metal in
No,
this.
I don't think it's new metal at all. I just think it has a very new metal influence on it.
I want to call it. It's not metalcore. There's no guitar solos.
This is-
Metalcore has guitar
This
solos.
is new popcore
New popcore.
or new
It's
popcorn.
kettle corn, dude. Too sweet for me. Give me the Tapatio.
Tapatio.
So what did you give it then, Matt?
I give this a 3.4 out of 5.
Okay.
It's good. This is about on par with other Infected Rain
Mhm.
albums. Like all Infected Rain's like probably like
The same?
3.5 for me. There might be some higher ones in there. They're older stuff that I dig. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad we checked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I'll check out some of their older stuff now and probably check out the newer stuff when it comes out. But I'm probably with you. It's probably going to be pretty similar.
What else should we check out? Let us know in the comments. This is Blenderstyle, and that was Infected Rain, Ecdysis. It's Infected Rain. Hallelujah, it's Infected Rain.